Now, I don't know about the rest of you people, but when it comes to fighting games, I suck at them. But man, do I try to have as much fun as humanly possible. Systems and series like Soul Calibur and Tekken have always been games to me that I can go back to time and time again, and I can always have a ton of fun with, even if I'm not good with them. And then we got Marvel vs. Capcom, a series that I'm absolutely dreadful at, but my god, do I like to play it. And for those of you who have been following, Marvel vs. Capcom 4, or Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, has leaked a full set list. And I'm going to go through each one, because I actually have some positives and some negatives to mention. So, let's get right into it, starting with the Capcom side. We have Arthur, Chris Redfield from the Resident Evil series, Chun-Li, Dante, Firebrand, Jada, Monster Hunter, Morrigan, Nemesis, Ryu, Spencer, Strider Hero, and X. So, right away, the two ones that stick out the most are Jada and Monster Hunter. I have nothing really negative to say on that. Good for them. Nice to see them use the Monster Hunter franchise for something better than, just a simple like dungeon crawler type game. But I'm not overly familiar with the series, but based on the character models that I have seen, I'm looking forward to it. I was really surprised to see Arthur coming back. He's not a character that I saw was widely used, but people did use him and they liked him. But as far as like overuse, not so much. Firebrand is actually a tournament character, believe it or not. I have seen him use, and he's very, very, very dangerous to use in the right way. Nemesis I've seen used in tournaments. A lot of these characters have been used time and time again. The big ones that I am very, very excited about are X and Strider. Strider has been a character to me where he doesn't really deal a lot of damage in his moves, but he's super fast and very dangerous once he gets his combos going. And X, of course, making his triumphant return because X is freaking awesome. I'm saying X, not Zero. There's a big difference, and I don't care who knows it. Mega Man was one of the first characters I played in the very first Marvel vs. Capcom, and it's nice to see his big brother counterpart basically making the return for that whole franchise back. So on the Capcom side, it's looking pretty good. Not super heavy, but I'd say decent at best. I mean, you got characters like Chun-Li and Ryu and Nemesis, which Nemesis is a lot of fun if you know how to use him. Dante, a lot of fun. Like, there's a lot of fun to be had on the Capcom side. Now, let's get to the Marvel side, because this is where it's going to start getting a little iffy. So, in Marvel, we have Ant-Man, Captain America, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Gamora, Hawkeye, Hulk, Iron Man, Nova, Rocket, and Groot. They're putting the two together, so Groot might be a support character that works with Rocket, or that maybe the two work as one character altogether. We also have Spider-Man, Thanos, Thor, and Ultron. Why am I not sounding too excited about this? Well, are you noticing a very big omission from the Marvel side? Go back and replay what I just said for Marvel, and then think to yourself, what am I missing? What's missing here? There is a huge lack of X-Men characters. And according to GameSpot.com, that suggests that this is part of Marvel and Disney's ongoing efforts to shift focus away from these characters because of the movie rights with Fox. So that pretty much means that many of the characters from the series, like Wolverine, Magneto, Sentinel, are not going to be in the game, which is a huge bummer, because all three of those were actually really good characters, and very disappointing Magneto does not come back. He's been one of my favorite characters ever since Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And then, kind of getting into the other characters I might have a problem with. Gamora, I'm really not seeing too much with her. She's going to be like the sword-wielding melee character, kind of like Dante. She's pretty much going to be the Marvel's version of Dante in that regard. Ant-Man, I'm curious to see Captain America and Captain Marvel, I think, are going to handle the same way. Doctor Strange, of course, is going to be your keep-away spellcaster type. Hawkeye is your range character. Hulk is your bruising tank. Iron Man's going to be more of your, like, he's going to be your distance fighter, but he's going to be a nice mix. As far as the DLC is concerned, it's clear now that Sigma is going to be... Sigma's going to be DLC for this game. It's because he's one of the villains. He's the guy working with Ultron. There's also speculation that on Marvel's side, we're also going to get a return of Venom, which I am so looking forward to. So, right away, honestly, with a trim roster, and these all look like business characters. Nobody looks too complicated. I have my worries that characters like Doctor Strange... and Nemesis, and maybe even Chris Redfield are going to be a little challenging to use, but not so much. A lot of characters from Marvel vs. Capcom 3 are not going to be making their return, such as the case with characters like Phoenix Wright, Okami, and Akuma. Characters like that are not going to be making their return. No Deadpool, which, again, that has to do with the fact that Fox owns these rights. But I have a feeling this is actually going to be pretty solid. From the gameplay I have seen, it looks like a very solid, very well put together fighting game. It doesn't look as cartoonish as Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, although it does kind of look... It kind of looks a little on the cheapest side. I mean, go check it out for yourself to understand what I'm talking about, but it kind of... I don't know what it is. Like, there's a cheapness there I can't quite put my finger on, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. We're talking about a game that originally started, with, like, flat characters on a screen, and then now they've pretty much evolved into three-dimensional characters and a 2D fighter. So, with that being said, this is the full roster, it looks like. We're going to be getting some news on DLC. Anything else to report? The game's coming out September 19th on all three, the PS4, the Xbox One, and PC, and revealed a $200 collector's edition, which I'm pretty sure is going to have all of the DLC characters plus a neat little collectible to boot. So that's gonna do it for this. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know if there's any characters that you would like to see make a return, or maybe a new character that has yet been brought in from Capcom and Marvel that should. No rules on this. If Fox owns the rights to the movies, it doesn't matter. Just tell me what you think down below. And with all that being said, you guys have yourselves a good one.